Backstage news on WWE's plans for Roman Reigns after making many appearances. Between the end of last year and the beginning of 2025, Roman Reigns has taken some breaks from WWE in recent months, with the aim of recharging his batteries and preventing his body from suffering injuries. The former The Shield member is no longer the undisputed face of the company, especially after being defeated by the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania XL last year. The former world champion continues to be a reference within the Backstage, and no one has any doubts that he will return to the top of the company's hierarchies by the end of this year. Roman participated in the main event of WrestleMania 41, Night 1 in Las Vegas, in which he faced two legends of the caliber of CM Punk and Seth Rollins. His performance lived up to expectations, but did not prevail due to the shocking betrayal of Paul Heyman, who decided to favor the Visionary for no apparent reason. Roman was spotted in Florida and has not appeared on TV since he was brutally assaulted by Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker on the Monday Night Raw episode. Immediately following the showcase of the Immortals, fans continue to ask when he will be back in action, and it is already certain that he will not participate in Night of Champions, the show scheduled in Saudi Arabia tomorrow. There is no certain news regarding the status of the tribal chief for the moment, but it seems likely that we will see him back in the ring in the coming weeks, in order to build a solid storyline ahead of SummerSlam, which will take place on August 2nd and 3. A few days ago, Reigns was spotted in Florida and took pictures with some fans. According to reports from WrestleVotes, Triple H and WWE management are preparing in detail for Roman's in-ring return, and it seems that there is a desire to change his nickname. When he makes his return, the former world champion may have a nickname other than Tribal Chief, but further confirmation is awaited. Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, is once again the most talked about name in all of WWE. But what's really happening behind the scenes? What are WWE's true plans for Roman moving forward? Is the era of the bloodline collapsing? Or is a new dynasty being quietly constructed while fans aren't even looking? Backstage sources are revealing that WWE is at a major creative crossroads when it comes to Roman Reigns, and the pressure is boiling. Ever since Roman dropped the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania 40, there has been chaos internally. WWE Creative had long been operating around Roman's title reign as the central storyline for nearly 4 years. Now that he's no longer champion, the big question is, what next? And not everyone backstage agrees on the answer. Some top WWE officials reportedly want to rebuild Roman into an even bigger anti-hero, letting him walk a darker path, one that isn't necessarily tied to the bloodline story anymore. These people believe Roman has outgrown the faction, and that it's time to push him as a solo megastar, free from the chaos of Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman, and the dangerous new bloodline members. But another faction within WWE's top brass is desperate to keep the bloodline saga alive, especially after Solo's brutal power grab and the sudden addition of new enforcers like Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. These officials see Roman versus Solo as the next blockbuster feud, a betrayal story of epic proportions. But there's a twist. Sources say that WWE is considering turning Roman Reigns into a sympathetic character, something we haven't seen since his Shield days. The Tribal Chief could be portrayed as the fallen king, betrayed by the very ones he crowned, a man haunted by the legacy he created, now forced to destroy his own family to reclaim his identity. If this story plays out, WWE is reportedly eyeing a massive match at WrestleMania 41, Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa, with Paul Heyman's allegiance up in the air. Word is, Heyman may even end up turning on both men, crowning a new face of the bloodline altogether. Names like Jacob Fatu, who recently debuted, are being mentioned in hushed tones as WWE's potential long-term investment. But here's where it gets even crazier. Roman Reigns is said to be heavily involved in the creative direction of his character, more than almost any other superstar on the roster. Insiders report that Roman has vetoed multiple storylines pitched to him since WrestleMania, insisting that he won't return for just anything. He wants the next chapter to feel cinematic, unpredictable, and above all, worthy of his legacy. That's why his return is being deliberately delayed. WWE wants to strike when the moment is perfect, possibly at SummerSlam or even later. Some sources are teasing